Welcome to the Great Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Bombay. Like, share, and subscribe. I got a good one for y'all today. First of all, I want to give my thanks to the Most High for making all this happen. Second, I want to give a shout out to everybody that support the pop-up and support the Great Leaders Podcast. Y'all show love for us, we show love to y'all. I got a good one for y'all today. The title is MME, Motivation, Motion, and Emotions. I got one of the guys with me. To me, he like living motivation. He got a lot of achievements. First he graduated high school. That's big for a lot of us. Then he served time in the service. That's big for a lot of us. Then he went to school, you know. Then he went to barber school. Now he got his own barber shop. When you talk about motivation, that's motivation to me. You know what I mean? So this my guy Joe Don, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, he wanted to do your flowers. And on top of that, you know what I mean, he just made it to the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? That's a double clap. That's a double clap. That's a triple clap. That's big for people like me, because I ain't looked that far. You know what I mean? That won't even an option, you know. So to have you on the show, man, is a blessing, bro.
Hey, big love, big dog. Big love, man.
Yeah, so the title MME is Motivation, Motion, and Emotions. So, a question I want to ask you, what motivation means to you?
Well, the definition of motivation, to me, I guess it'll be, just doing the right thing, man, because they said it's kind of hard for us to do certain things, like come together as black men. So I try to go against the odds of that.
Okay.
They say it's kind of difficult for us to do the right thing, that we always doing something wrong. So, I try to go against that and just do the right thing all the time.
Okay.
And before I know it, it's been years and it's just been working out.
Okay. So, tell me what motion means to you.
Well, the young kids use that word today to describe having a lot going on. But I'm a little older, so motion to me will be taking care of your family.
Okay.
That's about the biggest motion that I can have going on, because that's all I really do.
Right.
So if that's the definition that the young kids using today, is having a lot going on, well, that's all I do all day, every day. All day long, take care of family.
Okay.
So that's my motion.
Okay. So, my last one is what emotions, when you hear emotions, what you get out of that?
Oh, man. Now, see, this is what's going to touch on a lot of toes, bro.
Yeah.
See, emotions, a man ain't supposed to be emotional.
Right.
But for some odd reason, most of us are, and that's because most of us was raised by a single mother.
Right.
And because that is the case, it's hard to tell a man that that can hold his own, that he can't be emotional.
Yeah.
So I ain't saying that it's wrong to be emotional, but a God our Father told us we don't need to be emotional. And when you look at it like that, you'll cut that being emotional shit out.
Yeah, you're right. I 100%.
Stand up and be a man.
Yeah, I stand to that, and I the way you broke it down, I don't think nobody else could have broke it down like that, Joe. So this is another question I got for you. So to stay motivated, do emotions play a part in that?
Oh yeah, you gotta think, Bezo. Well, the main reason I want to come up here because we similar. So I figure like any question you throw to me and I speak, it's gonna hit hard when I say it, because we got similarities in life.
Yeah.
Now, we both lost our mother at an early age. So to live this life knowing that we have to do things like graduate high school, like you said, most of us did.
Yeah.
But that's something that we have to do in order to make it in life.
Right.
I'm gonna get emotional behind that if I fail, and then that's gonna put me in a bad place. And that's what a lot of these kids out here, man.
Yeah.
When they fail at something, they get emotional behind it,
Yeah.
and it put them in a bad place.
Yeah. So when I look at people being emotional and trying to stay motivated, I feel like sometimes your emotions could stop your motivation.
It does.
Definitely does.
It does. It put a stop on it.
Yeah, so if there's no motivation, there's no motion.
Yeah.
That's facts.
That's
You know,
fact.
That's why God tell you stay out your feelings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stay out your feelings. Stay out your feelings.
You can't have no motion.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't have no emotions. And when it's business, you gotta know when to be business minded.
You have to know.
When it's love, you gotta know love. When it's trust, you gotta know trust. When it comes to emotions to me. Cause if you don't know those things, your emotions gonna come out. Especially when you're talking about emotions. That's something every human being it's in your soul. Your emotions, your soul.
All the time, bro.
Yeah.
Your emotions come out at all times. It depends on if you go to the grocery store and a person says something to you that you don't feel that shit. Your emotions come to that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's how you react to that. That's your emotion.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's
so
your
your emotions act to whatever the situation you gotta deal with.
So what about a person that's motivated and he got motion, but you know what's the number one drug? Y'all tell me what's the number one drug for a man? Some pussy.
A woman,
Some pussy. That's the number one drug to me.
I said lust.
I think, yeah.
lust.
Lust.
Well, that's what
Lust.
it is.
Yeah, that's you lusting that
That's
pussy.
basically what it is.
You know, that's the number one drug for us. So sometimes you could be motivated and get emotional and lose your motion.
Now, lust,
'Cause you
yeah,
emotional.
To add to what you saying a woman. Lust is, it don't gotta be women every time. We lust after many things.
Yeah.
Money too.
But the number one thing for the like men, us men, like me, a man that loves some pussy. You know, at certain times, you know, pussy the number one thing you can make money off. I mean,
No, I didn't know that.
You know, I mean,
Really?
pussy don't never get
That's
old.
on her.
You can sell pussy,
I didn't know
whatever.
that.
But you know, like the older heads told me, B, you know, that was the best drug God put on earth
Yeah.
to a
For
man.
the women.
Is some pussy. You
It's
know.
for
Come
women.
on, man.
So I
Because
think
women
when
can sell their pussy and get money.
always
That's alright. But you can't say men can do that shit. No.
men can get emotional behind that.
Yeah, no. You're emotional behind it because you looking at this woman like, oh, why you selling your pussy?
No, but she looking at it as a business.
It's a business for her. That's why you got
see what I'm
a
saying?
lot of women
Yeah.
that's single now. Because they making that shit.
They making them
business.
some money. Yeah, they making.
They
them
making money off of that shit.
But look,
You
this,
got a lot of women doing that shit right now.
look, we ain't leaving the story. We going back to the story. We going back to the story. Look, now Joe. So you when I look at you, I be like, Joe, keep me motivated because you always, you know, into different adventures, you know, and I know you're a human being like me. So what make you get up and say, man, I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going. Do you ever feel like you want to stop?
Nah, man. My nickname in the army, was Action Pack.
Action.
Picture that.
Yeah, you always.
So
been
I can't.
action-
I can't
Pause,
sit still.
pause. But yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't stop. I don't know how not to be successful because, see, with me living this life without no mother,
yeah,
I don't have nobody to run to. Cause my father won't there. He here, but he ain't there.
right.
But me living this life without no mother, I really had to defend for myself. And you know, my friends, you know, y'all niggas was cool, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had to keep up with y'all with no mother.
Yeah,
You know how hard that was.
I definitely know how hard that was.
You know what I mean? So when I got older, it was easy because I always had to defend and feed myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
And,
Joe-
it paid off.
Yeah, and it paid off. And I 100%ly feel the same way. It's like I didn't have time to live as a child.
Facts.
You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
know what living as a child is like, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was grown early, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And then you look back and you miss them days, but then it comes a point when your mind is advanced.
Yeah.
And then you realize it ain't hard as a person put in their mind frame to do it. You know, it ain't that hard to do it. All I gotta do is put my mind to it. When people say that, that's true. If they say put your mind to something, you can do it. You can do it. I'm 42. I just found out you could do it. I should have been thought I could do it. You know.
Speaking into
But
existence
that's
is very
that's
important.
that's the motivation. That's the motivation. And when I see Joe, when he was cutting hair, he was cutting my hair in the school. I was getting that free fresh cut. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I seen him do it. You know what I mean? To open a barbershop in the mall, like to have a barbershop in the mall, how that feel?
Man, listen. Well, my man as a business owner is on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? So for me to explain this, you had to be on that type of level.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna break it down for those who are on that type of level.
Okay.
See, I'm a barber.
Yeah.
A barber ain't just he's an entrepreneur. He works for himself.
Okay.
So with me working for myself, I felt like I had to go and find customers. And where are customers at the most? In the mall.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So I felt like the mall was the best spot location for me to open up a barbershop. And you know, my skills, I can cut pretty good hair. And I was only scared at first because I didn't know how different type of people would adjust to my type, you know. Because I'm me everywhere I go. I don't know how to change. I'm a good dude, but I'm me everywhere I go, and I don't tolerate the bull.
Yeah.
Right is right and wrong is wrong, and I stand on that.
Stand on it.
Whether I got to go to jail behind it or go to the grave behind it, right is right and wrong is wrong.
Right.
And I keep God close to me because without him, I know I ain't gonna live to see the next day. And if I ever get into something, I hope he stay with me.
Yeah.
And if it's my time to go, it's just my time to go. But to have a business inside the mall, to show what you can do and to be successful at it, it ain't even really hit me yet. I'm gonna be totally honest.
Yeah.
It ain't.
Was it hard to get a spot in the mall?
It's super hard. But when you approach the situation like a grown businessman, it ain't super hard. It's super hard to maintain it.
Okay.
I'm in there, but you got to keep that persona up. But the best thing about it though is I get to feed other families. I got 7 different I got a full barbershop.
Yeah.
7 different barbers that work in my barbershop.
Okay.
And I'm proud that they can make money and feed their family
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Every one of my barbers is happy, successful, and satisfied.
Yeah.
It don't get no better than that.
Yeah, it don't get no better than
It don't get no better
It
than
don't
that.
get no better than that.
I'm talking about it don't get no better than that, Bezo.
Yeah. You make me want to come get me a chair up in there.
Damn right. I can't, but I get up in there.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna be real, man, because a lot of people don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
God play a big part, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what I really want to come on your podcast to tell you, because I'm looking at you, my dog. You know what I
It's all
mean?
in your heart.
Like we grew up together.
Yeah.
From where you came from,
Yeah.
I'm talking about, man, y'all don't even, I'm gonna talk to the camera on this for real. Y'all don't even understand. I had it when I seen this, I got a little jealous. I said, Bezo, you ain't called me. You had to put me on.
Yeah.
I had to come show you some love, because this
Yeah.
big to me, man. 'Cause I ain't no telling where this gonna go.
Cause this us.
And I love you being you. So
Yeah.
this the love we had to
And
come
this,
share,
you
man.
know, this me. This
And
me,
look,
Joe.
you gave me motivation.
Yeah, and you motivated me from the beginning, bro. And you younger than me, but you always was one of the ones when, cause we came up different, me and you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Joe can do it. You was younger than
Hey,
me, but I'm like, shit, I can do something.
Ain't that had what I'm looking for? Ain't that had style?
Yeah.
Like, dang, if he can do it, if you can jump that ditch, I can jump that ditch.
I ain't gonna hate on you from jumping the
jumping
ditch.
it. Well, I'ma
Help
get
me get
back.
over this motherfucker.
And bro, that's how it be. But that's the point we missing. That's the point we missing in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, why we just can't help each other?
Yeah, help me do this, man. Niggas won't scared. Excuse my language from saying the N word, but people, it was easier to ask your brother, man, help me with this, instead of saying, bro, you doing that? Yeah, fuck him. I don't want to be around you. You know what I mean? People ain't gonna tell you they don't want to be around you. You know what I mean? People gonna talk about you when you're not around. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that's just how I go
That's
down.
that secret
man.
animosity.
You know what I mean? That's just, and a lot of time, it's a person emotion. People walking around crazy emotional. And it be the gangster, It be the hustler. It be the bookstore owner. It be the married
It could
man.
be the church, but that church boy emotional too.
Yeah, that's how it be. And if you could stop being so emotional, we could get to the motivation. And the motivation gonna bring motion. The motion gonna bring the revenue. I'm living proof. You know what I mean? You gonna see one of these every Tuesday, but to have Joe up here, a my town legend. You know that the accolades, you know, it speak for itself. You know what I mean? To be real, I don't even got none of them. But shit, Joe got them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You my dog, and that's just how it
appreciate
is.
it, man.
You know what I mean? That feel like I did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know?
It's like when somebody from the hood make it to the NFL, and he did it.
Yeah.
It make you feel like everybody did, cause y'all grew up in the
Yeah.
same.
If you ain't emotional, you could get the other side of that.
And let me
You know, and it's
piggyback
beautiful.
right there real quick. What if I was emotional,
Yeah.
and I chose not to come back to my neighborhood to help out the younger brothers that need the help? You know,
Yeah.
let's just be real for a minute. Imagine if I felt like my hood ain't never did nothing for me, my neighborhood ain't never did nothing for me.
Yeah.
So I made it. So I'm just gonna say damn the neighborhood and just go off and just be me. I'd be wrong for the kids that's growing up. They be like, Dad, there he go. He from around here.
Yeah.
He used to live around here, and look at him now.
Yeah.
Because the people that we look at like that, they don't come around here no more.
Yeah, you
You
got
got some people that do that though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but what type of guy would I be? That's why I said I can't afford to be emotional, man. So I understand when God told his men, his sons, not to be emotional.
He told you right.
Yeah, he told you
Come
right.
back to your community and do what you gotta do for your community.
Yeah. A lot of people question me, you know what I'm saying? Like say for instance,
Yeah.
the guy asked me, man, you need to leave your hometown alone. I said, I got a nephew down there, man.
Yeah.
And before I let my nephew witness what I witnessed, because he don't understand, I got to go back to back with him and show him a better way, because he's a good guy at heart. And that's a lot of us in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We good-hearted guys, but look at the choices that they gave us because of the lack of the resources.
Yeah. And it make a person emotional.
It make us emotional.
Yeah.
So what happened when we get emotional, B?
Yeah.
We act out.
We act out.
We act out.
We act
Now
out.
we got a felony. We can't get a good job.
Yeah.
Now we can't feed ourselves.
Exactly.
Now we got to go out here and do something. Now we got to go out here and sell drugs.
Yeah.
Now we gonna get locked up and leave our kids behind.
Yeah. Now you taking pills.
Now you taking pills and you on drugs.
Yeah.
Man, that domino effect is something serious.
You leave your soul.
You leave your
After
soul.
that, you leave your soul, bro.
Yeah.
Because after that, you feel like you ain't got nothing else to live for.
And
So you know what I'm saying?
and the whole
that's when your soul like, man, go ahead, I give up, bro.
yeah. So the
Man,
moral of
you
the
give
story.
up.
Yeah, the moral of the
That's
story
what make them niggas
is be less
fuck
emotional.
around.
Be more motivated. Motivation gonna bring more motion. Motion gonna bring more mugger, more dinero, more guap, whatever y'all call it. You know what I mean? Motion gonna bring that. Don't try to hurt nobody. Try to help somebody. God gonna give you that blessing. You know, when you help an old person cross the street, that blessing coming. When you do something right by somebody, that blessing coming. Don't rush that blessing. Because if you rush that blessing, you might be rushing yourself from this earth. You know? So, we're going to take a break and we're going to get back to it.